Hey guys, so it's been a super long time since I posted a video diary of Relapse, and for good reason, because I haven't relapsed since the last time that I did the video diary for it. Forgive my nails, they're really ratchet, they're gel, and where I've been sick, my nails have kind of shriveled up and it's made the edges like peel away and I'm catching up and everything. I'm also as high as a kite off of steroids, so forgive me if I don't make any sense. But anyway, yeah. The last time I relapsed was back in September, October, and that wasn't a real relapse. That was infection-induced relapse. So not a real relapse, but this one unfortunately is a real relapse. It's the first thing we check for now is if I've got an infection or anything like that, and unfortunately I was completely clean, urine and blood, completely clean. So this is my fourth relapse since being on Tysabri, my second real relapse since being on Tysabri. My situation at the moment, in terms of my treatment, is when I saw my consultant last month, I had just started my steroid treatment to treat this relapse that I'm going through. It's been coming on for a while, really long, slow process, especially when it comes to big, real relapses. Whereas if it's infection, it'll start off slow and then suddenly it will hit you all at once, but not for me in the case of real relapses. And I'd only taken 1 day's dose of my steroids when I saw her, and she reminded me that I had an MRI coming up, and I thought, whoops, because the point of the steroids is to calm any lesions or activity, inflammation, or anything like that that's going on upstairs. So it will affect the MRI image. So we left it as I will, pause the steroid treatment, carry on as much as I can, just keep ploughing and struggling through and just keep going and try and make it to the 7th, which is tomorrow, which is my MRI. And 2 weeks ago, nearly 2 weeks ago, I had, 2 weeks ago, I don't know, a while ago I had my latest Tysabri infusion. I explained what's going on, and obviously the message had got back to them as well, and they took some samples to test for my antibodies to see if I'd built up any antibodies to the treatment, or anything like that. I mean, I have only been on it a year now, but it's rare, it's highly unlikely, but it's still possible that I have, so we'll see how they come back. And she agreed, the nurses there, I spoke with them about it, and they agreed as well, just stay calm, just try and keep going as much as possible, but also to listen to my body and to know when I need to take the steroids again. And it's funny because her words were, we don't want to get to a point where you can't walk, and I think I'm not going to get to that point. And it got to last weekend, I went away for my cousin's hen do. I took it easy and I did really, really well. I was super proud of myself. I was walking, or waddling, around Covent. We didn't go far in London, we just stayed in Covent Garden. But it's far enough, for me it's really, really far enough, and I really pushed myself back. I had a fantastic time, and I would rather pay the price afterwards, after doing something like that, and be happy than be miserable, so it's worth it. Unfortunately it has kicked this all back off again, but it was starting to creep back anyway. It wasn't just the fact that I had a day out last week, it was slowly creeping back anyway. Yeah, so I got back and I could feel it coming on quicker, all the same symptoms slowly getting stronger and stronger and stronger as they were before, and it was carrying on, and now it was picking up speed, if that makes sense. And then my eyesight started to go again, and I was speaking to my nurse about it, and you know, it was still very much a monitor the situation scenario here, but you know, she agreed with me that if my sight starts to go, then there is no question of taking the steroids, because I've been very, very lucky that my sight has always come back fully. Very, very lucky, because half of people's sight, they don't come back at all. With those with optic neuritis, it never comes back. So I'm not risking that. And also, what pushed me is the fact that by the end of Friday, I couldn't walk. And yesterday, I couldn't stand. Even with my crutches, I could not stand. And that was possibly the most disabled, or no, what's the word I'm looking for? Incapacitated that I've ever been so far. I mean, I've had moments, but for it lasting a whole day I've never had that. I'm sorry, the cloud's just gone over and it's gone really dark now. I'm filming you on my laptop because I can't hold a phone or a camera, obviously, because I'm just so exhausted. So yeah, yesterday was an interesting day because I don't have a downstairs toilet. I can't stay with a friend because I have no one that I can crash, you know, and put myself on. And obviously I've got Dylan as well, and I'm incredibly lucky that he is so self-caring. He always has been, since in any independent like thing he can do, he's done it since he was even a baby. He wanted to hold his own bottle, so I'm very, very lucky that he's at the age where he can look after himself and look after me. He's a great little carer. Has a go at me when I try and stand and stuff. But yeah, yesterday it was hell. He wasn't here yesterday. He came back at bedtime. But I was having to like strategically plan my day around when I might need the toilet, because I don't have a downstairs toilet. And obviously it takes me a while to get up the stairs because I'm like crawling, literally crawling around. And yeah, so that was my day yesterday, just completely planned around toilet breaks. So that's how bad it's got. Other symptoms, obviously pain, and I have what I call my relapse pain, which is where I feel like I'm being impaled with several rods through my hips, shooting up my back and shooting down my legs, and that is like the first trigger pain that I get whenever I relapse. It's really, really painful. So I'm trying to deal with that as well. So as well as being a bit woo off the steroids, I started them again yesterday because I really tried. I really, really, really tried to make it to tomorrow, but I couldn't do it. I could not do it. And on one hand, I feel like a failure. On the other hand, it's like MRIs can always be done again. My sight won't come back. You know, it's not worth the risk. And also, if I hadn't have taken the steroids, then at that point, the point that I was at, I wouldn't have even been able to make it to the MRI because it's in Southampton. Then there's just no possible way I could have made it. And then it's not like you can just call up for hospital transport and stuff like that. It's not that easy. So I thought I'll take it anyway, and yes, it will mess up the imaging, but I'd rather go or try and go and then not go and then think, oh well, might have been worth doing it anyway, because heaven forbid thinking like this, but there might be something else there. So I don't waste MRIs, but I just could not make it. I could not make it at all. My sight has already pretty sure it's got better. My phone's ringing downstairs, and obviously I can't go and get it. What was I talking about? Yeah, so I'm high off my steroids, and I'm also dosed up to the eyeballs on pain medication, so it's making me like, it's weird because the steroids make you feel really, really hyper and also zoned out, and then the painkillers just make you completely, like, my mind at the moment is like the pre-BBC test card. It's just but yeah, in terms of my treatment and stuff, when I did see the consultant, there was talk of going on to Lemtrada, Campath, I think it's called over here, the new one, which you only have once a year, and the plan was going to be, she was kind of nodding towards it, and the Tysabri has helped, obviously, because I've only relapsed 2 real relapses in a year, which for me that's incredible, you know. But like she said, I'm still relapsing, and I shouldn't be relapsing at all. So the plan was do the antibodies, do the MRI, and then go from there. If there was any new activity, you know, or flare-up, particular nasty flare-up on my MRI, then it would be a matter of stopping the Tysabri, waiting for me to relapse, but I'm already relapsing now, but and then what she would do is she would admit me, because this treatment isn't available everywhere right now. It's still only available in London, and there's a bit of a fight to get it down here. She was going to admit me and say, well, look, she's here now, give it to her. You have to be, for the first dose, you have to be admitted for 5 days anyway, and then a year later it's 3 days. Well, someone's come to join me, my little carer. What are you doing? You should be asleep. Yeah, but I don't know what she's going to do. My nurse sent an email to her on Friday, which is when I rang my nurse and I said I'm going to start taking the steroids. When I phoned her, though, I wasn't going to start taking them then because it was like 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And if you take them like after even, I'd say 11 o'clock in the morning, you won't be able to sleep. Gotta wait till the morning. So she sent email to my consultant to see what she said, just to keep her in the loop, but my MRI is tomorrow, Monday, so I don't know if she's picked up her emails or whatever. We'll see, but I'm going to go over there anyway. That's where I am right now. So I will check back in with you guys tomorrow, obviously, and let you know how I'm walking. Today I was able to walk with my crutches for a little bit, which was really good because it meant that another problem that I've been having is, aside from the not walking and stuff like that, is that I'm not able to look after myself. I mean, I can clean myself and things like that. It's not that bad yet. But in terms of cooking and getting this little man's food sorted, I can't even cook. You know, it's an effort for me to even go to the kitchen and put something in the microwave, put it on a plate and eat it. Like, it's too much for me. But today I was able to go out with my family for dinner. We all had lunch at the Folly, didn't we? Able to slowly do it on my crutches, not far, and then went to Waitrose and they got some bits for us, didn't they? So it just exhausted me. I nearly felt, when on the way out of Waitrose, I nearly fell over because I was so exhausted. I was trying my best to hide it, but I very nearly fell over. I came home and I just crawled my way up to my bedroom, got Dylan, because Dylan knows where everything is, because I've put things that I could possibly need and that he could possibly need all at his reach now. And I just say, oh, can you get this, can you get that, and bring it all upstairs and set up camp up here. And here is where I stay. Isn't it? And he's been so good, haven't you? So good. You like looking after Mummy, don't you? Anyway, I'll leave it at that because this video is now super long. Yeah, I'll check back in with you guys tomorrow. Bye.
Bye.